In this video, we're going to be looking at how we can take what we've been learning and practicing in math and apply it to something that's actually happening in our real world and that's impacting the environment around us. Before we dive into the real world example and the problem that humans are causing on the environment, I want us to review something that you have been using without even realizing. And that's a term that's called a unit rate. A unit rate is when we have a rate, remember, a comparison of two quantities that are measured in different units. But a unit rate is when the second number is 1. We're going to write that usually as the denominator is 1. So for example, when we were talking about Howdy's Pizza, we knew that you could get 15 pizzas for $195, but we found the unit rate was $13 for one pizza, which we can also say is $13 per pizza. That's a unit rate. You know, another real life example of a unit rate that you probably see on a daily basis are speed signs. You can go 50 miles per hour. That means you go 50 miles in 1 hour. These are examples of unit rates, and you've been using unit rates to be able to extend and find patterns to solve problems. The real world problem that we need to explore is what's happening on the coral reefs around our world. It is called coral bleaching. I'm going to put 2 links to different videos that we watched in class about what happens when sea temperatures rise and cause coral reefs to be bleached. All right? And it's a really big problem that humans are causing, and I want us to look at an example of one event of coral bleaching that happened back in 2016. It was the world's worst coral bleaching event. And in 2016, about 468 kilometers of the world's largest coral reef, the Great Barrier Reef, was bleached. And scientists need to understand what happened in 2016 in order to better predict what could happen in the future and to preserve our coral reefs. So what I need you to do is use this information and start thinking about the math that's involved. So I said that in 2016, over the course of 9 months, 468 kilometers were bleached. And that first question is basically that right there. What was the rate in kilometers per month that the Great Barrier Reef was bleached? We can write that rate just like this: 468 kilometers over the course of 9 months. Number 2 on your assignment then says you're going to need to take that rate and find the unit rate. How many kilometers were bleached in just 1 month? To figure out that answer, we can set up this proportion where we know 468 kilometers were bleached in 9 months, which tells us how many kilometers, kilometers, were bleached in just 1 month. Clue in, the denominator, the bottom number, is 1 month. So that's going to tell us the unit rate. As you move through your exploration of the coral bleaching of the Great Barrier Reef, you might find that it's very, very similar to what you were just exploring with rate tables for pizza prices. So I already filled in that we know that over 9 months, 468 kilometers were bleached. You need to tell me how many kilometers were bleached after any other number of months. Use that unit rate that we've been practicing to extend it to find what's going on after other numbers of months. I'm also asking you a couple questions about how you can take this information and put it into an equation, and then also extend it in order to be able to figure out what about per day. I'll give you a hint there. You know that there's 30 days in a month. So if you know there's 30 days in a month, how can you use that to find how much coral was bleached in just 1 day? This is a really important topic, and it's a real life example of everything that we've been learning in math in order to apply it to something that we need to do in order to save the environment around us.